Good morning, traders. Jefferson Fossey here with Walsh Trading. Happy Monday, everyone. Happy November. It is the 3rd here of November. It's Culture Day in Japan, if you didn't know that. Please keep in mind that futures trading does involve substantial amounts of risk, certainly not suitable for all investors, traders, or producers. So let's take a look at the markets here, see what happened on Friday, what may have happened here over the weekend, what might happen here later on today. First off, starting out with the December fat cattle, down $1.42 here on Friday, 229.67. Kind of a big bearish engulfment relative to Thursday's narrow trading range. Not a particularly bullish sign here, in my opinion. What's bullish is that we bounced off that 100-day moving average here again, closed up above it here in December, and you've had the spike low here last Monday, spike low here on Friday. You get decent buying interest when we come up off those lows there like that. But the market's definitely technically getting a little bit weak when you look at back months here in fat cattle. They closed below that below that 100-day moving average, so we are kind of breaking a little bit of support there. We'll see if what we can do here with this, and see if the market can bounce back here this week. Short-term indicators are all on the sell side here right now. Here on fat cattle, my charts flipped that way here on Wednesday, October 22nd here in the fats. Feeders did it the same day. Then you did have lower highs here in feeders. November did not close above that 100-day moving average on the feeder cattle. January did not either. Lower lows, lower highs here on Friday in both of those. So not a particularly strong close here for the cattle markets. They'll need to turn themselves right around here early this week if the bulls are going to have any chance of pushing this market back up here. Fundamentally, we still got less cattle and more people to feed, but market sentiment has definitely changed. December lean hogs here up 45 on Friday here, grinding along that 200-day moving average here for 4 sessions here to finish off last week. Not exactly a huge rally, a little mild profit taking against that average. Volume is fairly decent here, not huge, not great, but certainly an uptick here from Thursday. Stochastics are starting to hook higher here a little bit. Might get a little bit of a profit taking rally here in the hogs, but the market's been on the sell side. My charts flipped to the sell side here, October 2nd. Don't see anything really changing that here. If you're short this market, maybe I have a sell stop here right above Friday's highs, or perhaps above Wednesday's highs, to protect any long-term profits or longer-term profits that you might have in there. Corn's up a penny here in the overnight session, 432.5. Closed up a penny and a quarter higher on Friday, 431.5. Did push down and get a little bit weak here. Found that 10-day moving average support here on Friday. Corn market's one of those that when it's uptrending, or like it has been for the last couple of weeks, does like to back and fill here a little bit. I think that's what Friday's trade might have been. Not exactly zooming higher here this morning. You are going to have some 200-day moving average resistance right around that 436.75, 437 mark. Would really like to see the corn market close up above that. But the short-term trend is certainly be up. My charts have been on the buy side here since October 20th. Not exactly zooming, but the corn market is still short-term higher. Beans here jumping 4 1/4 here in the overnight session. Got all the way up to 11.28 3/4 here. Now this Friday's close was the best close we've had since July 9th of 2024. So on almost a year and a half high close here, or on Friday rather, we were up 7.5 at 11.15 1/4. A little bit higher here, up 4 1/4 here this morning. People are still optimistic that China's going to be a good buyer here of soybeans. Over the weekend, they were an active buyer here in the soybean market, not buying U.S. beans though. Apparently bought 20 Brazilian cargoes for December and March delivery, apparently at a cheaper level than the U.S. prices are here right now. So yeah, China's going to be buying more beans here from us, but they're not going to do it stupidly nor blindly. They're going to go where their best interests lie. Higher highs, higher lows here in the bean market, as long as we stay up above $11, and we're at 11.19.5 here today. Don't like this spike high. Don't like the fact that we got up to 28 3/4 and we're finishing the night session here at 19.5. That's not particularly strong, and there is a gap here that we left. I don't think they're going to fill it this week. If they do, I think that changes the whole technical picture. But you do have a gap here to October 24th high at 10.63. December soybean, 14 days straight up here. That with the close higher on Friday, up $6, 321.75. Very strong move this morning. We're down just a tick, 321.5. Did have higher highs, higher lows here in the overnight session. Finishing the overnight here though, well off the highs there. We got up to 325.20. We're at 321.50, so about $4, give or take a little bit off those overnight highs. Not particularly strong, but this market has been up. It's very, very overbought here at the moment. 95 and 92 is where I've got my stochastic readings. MACD is pointing higher here as well. We're currently trading up above levels we haven't seen here since the spring. We're up above those mid-March highs, and we're kind of getting into trade levels here that we saw here in early February. Market has a very, very strong trend, but it does need to retrace a little bit, so keep an eye out for that. December soybean oil continues to sag lower here as meal rallies. Oil was down 97 on Friday, another 31 lower here this morning. Trading at the lowest level it's been here since June 13th. That is not a technically positive sign. Broke the 200-day moving average here. Tested it on Thursday, definitely broke it here on Friday's close. Market's pointing lower here. If we're looking for next stop on the downside here, perhaps 46.50, which is roughly where you've got those June lows here. That was 46.55. Chicago wheat's up 7 here. China's shopping around for wheat. They haven't bought anything yet, but they are sniffing around Pacific Northwest Chicago wheat. It's got Chicago up 7 here this morning. I like the bullish breakout here to the upside. Very strong close here on Friday as well at 9 3/4 at 534. This morning we're at 541, up 7, breaking out up above that 100-day moving average here. I do like this. This is supportive. This is bullish. I am somewhat concerned that we might see a repeat of what we saw here in the middle of June, where we had a very strong close, but that was it for one day. We had strength lower the next day, and then third day we were right back below that average. I think this might be a little bit different. Short-term averages turned bullish here October 21st. Market is relatively overbought here at the moment, but we're breaking out to the upside. I like that in wheat. Same thing here with KC. It's up 4 1/4 here this morning, breaking out up above that 100-day moving average. I'd like to see the KC wheat kind of leading the way, but we'll take what we can get here. Market's looking relatively strong here at the moment, kind of overbought. I am bullish because we are breaking out above that 100-day, but keep in mind what happened here in June, the last time we broke through there. The only other new markets that I've got signals in here today, December silver, it's up 14.5 cents here this morning, trading 48.30 or so. 5 10-day moving averages are hooking over toward the buy side here. This might just be a little bit of a short-term trade. They flipped to the sell side here, a week and a half ago on October 23rd. Did spike to a big low here last Tuesday, closing well off the lows. That was relatively supportive to see, but the silver market's taken quite a bit off the top here since we had kind of a double top here on the 16th, 17th of October. We had a couple of really big bearish days. It's going to take a little bit of heavy lifting here to get this market turned back. Volume has been declining here in the December contract over the last 3-4 sessions, ever since we had that big day down here last Monday. Other market that I've got a new signal in here is the Russell 2000. It's down just a little bit, down about 1.5 points here today. Not too bad, 24.88 or so. Not getting bearish on the stock market, but have to honor what the signal is telling me there. Everything else, the S&P is up, but it's losing bullish momentum. Nasdaq's relatively high level, also losing bullish momentum. Dow futures had a couple of nice spikes higher here last Wednesday, Thursday of last week, but couldn't really hold that bullish momentum. So maybe the broad market is getting a little bit more of a sell signal there. Appreciate you guys listening. That's all I got time for here today, folks. If you have any questions, comments, please reach out. Let me know how I can help. Remember to like and subscribe.